What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we've got another Phantom Knight / Raid Raptor card. We've got a Melfy card. We've got a new crazy XYZ monster. And we've got Infernity support coming out of Phantom Rage. I just woke up, so I'm pretty tired, honestly. I'm about to go back to bed because I woke up earlier than I should have. But I want to make this video because I got other stuff I'm doing later today, so I want to just get it done with. And yeah, I've already read these cards, so I've seen them. But we're going to go through them today. This is the first card we're going to start with. This is Raiders Knight. This is a rank 4 Dark Warrior XYZ effect monster with 2,000 attack, 0 defense. He takes 2 level 4 Dark monsters, so actually a little bit generic, which is kind of cool. He's always treated as a Phantom Knight / Raid Raptor card, and you can use his effect only once per turn. His effect reads, you can detach 1 XYZ material from himself to special summon from your extra deck 1 Phantom Knights, Raid Raptor, or XYZ Dragon XYZ monster that is 1 rank higher or 1 rank lower than this card by using this card as material, but it is destroyed during your opponent's next end turn, by the end phase of your opponent's next turn. Jesus, they worded that so weird. Anyway, this is treated as an XYZ summon, and you transfer the materials as per the usual. That seems pretty good to me. I mean, honestly, like, maybe you could be in a situation where you have access to level 4s, but not access to level 3s, and maybe you want to get to Break Sword. Not to mention, Break Sword can just get you into this, right? I believe Break Sword revives 2 Phantom Knights from grave and then raises their level by 1, right? So usually that's taking 2 3s, raising them to level both to level 4, and then you get into this guy, which can then get you to a level 5 or a rank 5, which is pretty cool. I don't know off the top of my head exactly all the rank 5s. I know usually we're using rank 6s, I think, for our disruptions. But I'm still very curious to see exactly how that works. Plus, I think that actually helps smooth some of the plays out with some of the rank up spells, because like the new rank up spell has to banish darks from grave to and then depending on how many darks you banish from grave depends how many like rank ups you can go. So this is just one less like monster you have to banish to like get this guy like 1 rank higher and get to the monsters you want. The monster leaves at the end of your opponent's turn, but you're probably trying to get a disruption or like an OTK card, so I don't think it's that big of a deal in that sense. So that's like fine. Also, you could just if you go Break Sword and he just like lives to your opponent's end phase, it pops the Break Sword, and I believe that triggers Break Sword to like fire off and let you get to another rank 4, which is pretty cool. So just like a lot of floating there. I think it's good. I think it'll actually end up just like fix some of the awkwardness that some of the like rank up cards have for the deck. And yeah, I like that I can go up or down, so you can still just go Break Sword if you want off this. So cool card. I definitely think it's a nice addition. Probably a 1 of, maybe a 2 of in the deck. I guess it depends on the build, I guess. And yeah, nice card. Next up, we're going to move to Negalogia AA Zeus. This card is insane. It's a rank 12 light machine XYZ monster. 3,000 art stats, so big, fat, chungy. His materials are 2 level 12 monsters, but we are not making him with those. His effects read, once per turn, if an XYZ monster battled that turn, you can also XYZ summon this guy by using 1 monster you control as material. 1 XYZ monster you control as material. And also you transfer the materials to this guy, as per the usual. And then he has 2 effects. The first effect is a quick effect that you can attach 2 XYZ materials from this card to send all other cards on the field to the graveyard. Second effect, once per turn, if another card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can choose any card from your hand, deck, or extra deck and attach it to this guy as material. Okay, so starting off with the summoning condition, I think this will be the only thing that really holds this card back a little bit. Otherwise, this card would be insane. You do have to battle with an XYZ monster like the turn that he's summoned, which means turn 1 you can't summon him to set up like the disruption. So you're only summoning him a little bit later in the duel, which is not the end of the world, but still, you know, it is a hindrance because it does hurt some of the utility of when you can bring him out. But still, it's pretty easy. I mean, especially any XYZ base deck where you are just making XYZs, like that's what you do. This guy becomes a very nice like power option for us, especially something like Zodiac. That's so easy to get a rank 4 out, right? And not only a rank 4, but a rank 4 with, if you want, 4 materials, right? And then you like attack, get like overlay this guy on top, and if you have 4 materials on this guy, it becomes insane because he is a quick effect, but he's not a once per turn. So you could literally twice per turn send all other cards on the field to the graveyard, which is very hard to play through. One of these is not easy, but like meta decks can tend to play through it if they open a good hand. 2 of these is a whole nother story, right? So that's actually pretty disgusting. And then his last effect is also like icing on the cake. Whenever any other card you control is destroyed, you're just going to get the chance to just essentially pull anything you want out of your deck or extra deck. Extra deck I think will have a little less utility, but main deck is interesting because it's essentially going to like allow you to attach anything to him, which will eventually end up in grave. So it does kind of give you a future resource that way, as well as just restock his own resources, his own materials, so that he can keep firing his effect off. So very, very cool card, very powerful card. I'm digging this card a lot. I'm definitely looking at this card to pick up. He was the guy on the play mat, by the way, but he looks badass, insane. All right, next up we have a Melfy card. This is a rank 2 Earth Beast Exceed effect monster, 2,000 attack, 500 defense. It takes 2 or more level 2 beast monsters as material. You can only use its second effect once per turn. First effect reads, you can detach 1 Exceed material from this card. During this turn, your Melfy monsters can attack directly. Like, what the fuck ever? Like, actually, that sucks. It's so bad. I mean, like, unless you're about to attack for game, and it's through an opponent's board, like, don't care. Like, it's not good. Anyway, second effect, during your opponent's turn, as a quick effect, you can target 1 Beast Exceed monster you control, return that Exceed monster to its owner's extra deck, then special summon level 2 or lower beast monsters from your graveyard up to the number of Exceed materials that monster had. So ideally something like targeting himself, bouncing him back to the extra deck, and then summoning 2 Melfys from grave in its place. It's fine. This card just like doesn't do anything, right? Like, you're using 2 monsters to make it. You're gonna you're gonna fling him back into the extra deck to get 2 back from grave, and you're literally just like right back where you started. The other thing this card does is really like dodge stuff and do like cheeky attack direct stuff. Like, I really don't think this card is very good. Maybe paired with some of the other Melfy cards, like the like disruptive cards, it's like fine, but I'm really not impressed by this card. Melfy needs a lot more help than whatever this card offers. So I don't know, a little lackluster in my opinion, but I guess all help is help. So yeah. All right, and then we move to the new stuff, the new Infernity cards. I believe we have 4. Anyway, starting off with the first one, Infernity Wildcat. This is a level 3 Dark Fiend Tuner effect monster, 1400 attack, 0 defense. You can special summon only 1 card of this card name once per turn with its first effect, and you can only use its second effect once per turn as well. Thank goodness. One of the craziest things about Infernity, that we've seen over time, is that a lot of its effects were just not once per turn. It's good to see that here. You can send 1 other Infernity monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. Okay, that's pretty nice. I like that, honestly. Like, I think that's almost better than just like if you control an Infernity. I know it's not better hand economy wise, but it's better in the sense that it helps you manipulate your hand and just pull extra cards out of your hand so that you can start resolving Infernity effects that require you to have no cards in hand. So helps you manipulate that hand, which is really nice. Second effect, if you have no cards in your hand, you can banish an Infernity from grave to increase or decrease this card's level by 1 until the end of the turn. Also insanely nice. You get to manipulate this guy. He could be a level 2 tuner, a level 3 tuner, or a level 4 tuner, depending on what you need in any situation, which is very, very cool. As well as he jumps out of the hand really easily. So I like him a lot. I think he's a great welcome extender in the deck. Moving on, we have Infernity Conjure. This is a level 3 Dark Fiend effect monster, 1200 attack, 900 defense. Second effect is a hard once per turn. First effect says if you have no cards in your hand, your opponent's monsters lose 800 attack. That's a fine effect. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It does allow himself to beat over anything that's like 1900 or lower, which is not bad for level 3. But, like, not crazy. I mean, like, I guess it hurts Appaloosa in certain situations or whatever. But it's not the craziest thing, like I said. It's fine. It's a nice extra effect. Second effect, if this card is in your graveyard and you have no cards in hand, you can special summon this card from grave, but it is banished the next time it leaves the field. That's a little nicer, okay? Especially because this deck loves to just, like the last effect, discard stuff from hand, potentially just Foolish Burial this to grave if you just want the extender. It's not bad, for sure. So it just comes back. I don't think this one's a 3 of. I think this one might be a 3 of. This one, I don't think so as much. But it is like a nice extender, and that bonus effect could come up for helping you like push for game and stuff. So that could be nice. But yeah, he's fine. He's fine as well. All right, and then we get to the last couple cards. I think there's 3 more. We have Infernity Paranoia. This is a normal trap card, or normal spell card, sorry. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. First effect, you contribute a dark monster you control to special summon an Infernity monster from your deck or graveyard with the same level but a different name, but its effects are negated. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I like that it's any dark monster, so it allows you to potentially tech in like other dark cards into an Infernity deck, which is cool. You could even like, I don't know, have a dark like hand trap that's like level 3 tributed for like an Infernity card. I don't know, there's even like stuff like that. I don't know, some cheeky stuff, I'm sure. But its effects are negated, so the effects negated are definitely interesting. That could definitely matter. I'm curious what targets you'd even be aiming for in here, like what levels you would build your deck around to like try and get out. I don't know Infernity's too incredibly well, but I'm curious to see there. And then the second effect, which is just icing on the cake, a very clean effect. During your main phase, if this card is in the graveyard except the turn it was sent there, you can banish this card from the grave to target an Infernity monster in grave and add it back to your hand. Infernity monster. Which is pretty nice. I mean, that just means like if either your combo was broken through and like now your opponent like didn't just lose to like an insane combo, this does give you the potential to just add a card back and still make something happen on the following turn. So I love that effect, and I'm just not sure how good the first effect is. I'd have to see it in action and see like what exactly you're aiming to tribute for. And then I would be able to go from there. But yeah, it's a cool card for sure. Could definitely be like a huge like extender in the deck. Next up we have Infernity Hell Daemon or Infernity Hell Archfiend. It's a level 6 Dark Fiend synchro effect monster. His attack is 2200, defense is 1600. His materials are completely generic, 1 plus 1 or more non-tuners. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners. And he has 3 effects. Oh gosh. First effect, once per turn you can target a face-up card on the field, negate its effects until the end of the turn, and if you have no cards in your hand, also destroy it. It's just nice like negation / removal. I mean, it's slow, it's not a quick effect, so this isn't like an end piece to a board, but I mean that could be nice, like either going second or in like a mid-range game. That could be a nice just like effect to help you like break through your opponent's stuff. Second effect, if this card battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent is doubled while you have no cards in your hand. Also really nice. I mean, it's not really nice, it's just like fine. Like this guy's only 2200. Double damage from this guy is really not even doing that much, and it has to be a monster. You can't just attack them directly for 44. So it's whatever, it's fine. And then the third effect, a dark synchro monster using this card as material can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. That's pretty cool, especially if you're just like, if you happen to just like synchro up into like a Boral Savage, so that now you're getting like multiple negates and like a potential like almost 4,000 beater that can attack 2 monsters a turn. Now that is some pretty legit like threatening stuff as far as closing out a game on the next turn. It's fine. Like I think it's like a nice little bonus effect, but like again, like the second and third effect are both like kind of bonus effects to me. The main effect is just like that negate and pop for sure. But it's not a quick effect, so like it's fine. It's probably like a utility 1 of at best, but nothing crazy. And then the last card we have here is Infernity Suppression. This is a normal trap card that you can only activate once per turn. If you have no cards in your hand, you can activate this card the turn it is set. That's very huge. First effect, when your opponent activates a monster effect while you control an Infernity monster, negate that effect, then you inflict damage to your opponent equal to its level times 100. Okay. I like this card a lot. It almost has like some vibes to me, almost like going Rafflesia to use Gravedigger's Trap Hole to just like shut down like a monster effect from hand. something like going first. If you can get all your cards out of your hand before that 5th summon, this card can potentially stave off a Nibiru, which is pretty nasty, for sure. As well as some other things. I think it's just like another disruption after that. But I think that's like one of the main things, is it helps stave off stuff like Nibiru, playing into a board going second. This is a trap card that is not necessarily dead going second. Now you do need to get everything out of your hand and control an Infernity, which could be an interesting, like an ask. Definitely asking for some help there. But it's not out of the question, and it could be the difference. If like the difference between you winning a duel was like one big monster disruption on your opponent's side resolving or not, this card could be the difference. If they wait too long on it to try and get maximum value, you can punish them by negating it and allowing yourself to play through and then combo off. So very cool card. I like this card a lot, especially because I believe it's searchable. Yeah. I'm not sleeping on it, because you can end on like potentially Infernity Barrier plus a card like this, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool for sure. So definitely liking these new cards, guys. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below on all of these. Let me know the Phantom Knight support, obviously the new guy. This guy's insane because he's like generic, so he's like one of the big ones. How do you think he fares generically as just like an Exceed support card? Melfy, if you like Melfy, definitely let me know if this card's better than I think it is, because I don't think it's great. And of course, the 5 new Infernity cards that I think definitely will give a nice little buff to the deck. I didn't really expect them to make Infernity cards for a while, because we still haven't, I believe, an Infernity card on the ban list, if not more than one. So I'm shocked to see that, but you know what? Konami's ballsy. Gotta give them that. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. And like I said, let me know your thoughts on all these new cards down below. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.